Every day in the practice room, do you find that you need to deal with many obstacles in practicing? What if you could slow it down and fix it one by one?
As a teenager, I was playing a very cool computer game called Max Payne 2. Imagine walking around on the quest to kill all the bad guys. In this game, you have the option of bullet time, where whenever you want to shoot anyone, you can slow down the entire frame and aim with better precision.
Hello everyone, welcome back to UNclassical Musicians. My name is Mateusz.
And I am Michelina. You've probably heard your teachers or colleagues, perhaps even your parents tell you that you should practice slowly. But why? And how should you even approach this boring idea of practicing slowly?
Let's first have a look on the scientific side of this concept.
Slow practice is super important even if we can already play at a faster tempo, because our brain prefers slow learning to strengthen and myelinate neural connections. But what does this mean? A lot of myelination happens naturally, a lot of it during our childhood. Myelin is a special type of brain tissue which helps us learn new skills and master them. When we practice something new, our brain coordinates a complex set of actions involving our motor function, visual and audio processing, oral cavity positions, and more. At first, it may seem stiff and awkward. We might forget different aspects such as phrasing, dynamics, or articulation, for example. But as we do it more and more, also known as practicing, it gets smoother, more natural, more comfortable. By slowing down the practice, it also helps our brain absorb everything better.
When we were reading up on the topic to create this video, we came across an interesting encounter by Frank Wang, who is the concertmaster of the Philadelphia Orchestra. He stumbled across a rare audio file of Rachmaninoff practicing, and this is what he said about it.
Rachmaninoff worked at an ultra-slow speed, but I noticed another thing that was very revealing. He played without a consistent, regular tempo. And to be clear, I do not think he was working this way primarily to develop his technique, or to a lesser extent learn the notes, but rather to focus on listening intently to the various tones, harmonies, sonorities, timbres, etc., without being confined to the boundaries of a consistent and steady tempo. When discovering this recording, I found it to be such a humbling experience listening to one of the piano masters working in such a way. If Rachmaninoff felt that he needed to do this, I think we all could borrow this approach as well.
It is so important that we focus on active listening when playing slow. Even Rachmaninoff used it in his practice, so why shouldn't we? Here's another benefit of practicing slowly.
I always say practice slowly, and the reason that I say practice slowly is that there's a rule. If you learn something slowly, you forget it slowly. In other words, you don't forget it very quickly. If you learn something very quickly, you forget it immediately.
Even during broadcasted sporting events, slow motion replays are used to analyze various aspects of the action. For example, in football or soccer, the coordination between teammates. In high-speed racing, the timing of maneuvers. And in synchronized swimming, the form between pairs of athletes. Aspects like these are really difficult to observe and correct at normal speed. Not only is this information useful to TV commentators, but more importantly to athletes and coaches when trying to improve their performance.
Slow practice, it can be considered as our slow motion analysis. We can sense more using our ears, eyes and touch. This is super useful in faster passages when it is harder for our brain to register and retain. Slow practice helps the coordination between the hands and the execution of passages in a confident and relaxed way. It also helps us to avoid any physical and mental tension compared to just charging at the passage and hoping for the best.
For me, honestly speaking, it was very difficult right from the very beginning to practice slowly. Growing up in a busy, high-paced city like Singapore, I find myself constantly thinking about results and the outcome. But having lived away for a while, I realized that the process is way more important than arriving to the race line. This brings me to my top tip of practicing slowly, which is to be self-disciplined. Make this part of your daily routine. When you practice slowly, don't multitask and do something else. Make sure you're actively listening, and that everything is exactly how you would like it to sound when you speed it up. Listen to the sound, the dynamics, the articulation, phrasing, and so on. Make everything perfect. Don't go faster unless you're absolutely satisfied. I think it's very important to be accountable to yourself.
I would encourage you to try, but remember that it takes a lot of discipline not to fool yourself that you are ready to play it fast. Practice slowly for longer than you think you should. The most important thing is to practice the correct version and not to make mistakes.
So, to maximize the benefits of slow practice, it's important to be highly engaged, mindful, and thinking deeply in real time about what you're doing. If you cannot do it correctly slow, there's no way you can do it correctly fast.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. The idea of this channel is to create a community where we all can share and learn from our experiences of being a musician. If you have some other creative way to practice slow, please feel free to share with us and our viewers in the comments below.
Also, if you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. And for more classical music content, please subscribe by clicking the big red button below. Thanks again for watching.
Stay tuned!
See you next time.
Peace.